And back in Syria, and what we've seen over the last few days, do you believe the rebels themselves, the opposition groups, would have been surprised by the speed and ease at which they were able to take control?
They've been preparing for this. Jolani said that himself for a number of years, and obviously during the Syrian civil war and the revolution before that, they've had many years already to prepare, to plan. Obviously, that has come with many challenges, but I think what has surprised them is not so much their own capabilities, but the speed in which the regime itself has just really completely collapsed. I think what we were seeing from the regime was really just a facade, and really the security control that it had over the state of Syria, the army, the security forces, was really just a shell. And when that was pressured, even just a little bit by the rebel forces, it basically just collapsed in on itself. That is because of many dynamics that came about because of the civil war, including really low morale in the troops, including lack of payment to the troops over many years from the regime, including corruptions basically across all levels of the Syrian army and security services. So really what we were seeing in the positions that the army was holding was really just a facade.
And you mentioned al-Julani there. Now, he is the leader of HTS, which is one of the groups behind this takeover, the main group. Now, who is Abu Mohammad al-Julani? What do we know of him?
We know quite a lot. I mean, first and foremost, he's from Syria, so that's very important in terms of the dynamics of the Syrian revolution, that he knows Syria very well. He's from Syria. He knows all about the nature of the regime itself. He spent time in Iraq, and he was imprisoned in Iraq by the US forces there. Obviously had links at one time to al-Qaeda. But in recent years, probably since about 2016, he's very much distanced the his Syrian armed group, which was Jabhat al-Nusra, became al-Sham. He's distanced himself from al-Qaeda, both, I think, very practically and verbally and publicly. So it remains to be seen how that plays out now that he is effectively in control of the entire country. But the signs, there are positive signs, I would say, at least.
And, I mean, you went to my next question there, but is he calling the shots there now? I mean, what does leadership look like in Syria at the moment?
Look, we hope very much that there'll be a speedy transition of power to a civilian government. Remains to be seen how that will actually happen. But so far, the signs are very good. The Syrian Prime Minister has urged the institutions and the civil servants to stay in place, learning from lessons in Iraq, that those civil institutions need to keep functioning in order for the state to keep functioning. Jolani, now going by his legal name, Abu Mohammad al-Julani is actually his nom de guerre. He's now going by his legal birth name, which is Ahmed al-Shara, which again, a kind of publicity idea, but I think it's a good one in that he's showing he's distancing himself from that armed group. Again, he has made comments that he is not adverse to dissolving HTS, al-Sham, to something that best serves the needs now of all Syrians. So very positive signs. Obviously, we remain very cautious because of the past of HTS and of Jolani himself, but all the signs looking very positive right now.
Dr. Marika Sosnowski, the Research Fellow at the University of Melbourne, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you, Gemma.